Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Now Showing. And this week we're now showing Apocalypse Now. I'm Robbie. This is Reese.
Reese, yeah.
Yeah, and let's get into it.
So, first thoughts,
Yeah,
fresh on your minds.
I thought it was good. I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I was very excited for this.
Yeah, I was hyping this up like most of the week.
The only two films I've seen of Francis Ford Coppola are The Godfather 1 and 2, which are both bangers, especially the first one.
Yeah.
So, and Marlon Brando is unreal in it. Didn't realise he's only in the last
half an hour
yeah,
practically.
Yeah.
He shows up in photos, which I think are very heavily docked.
yeah, because he looks nothing like that. But my initial thought was, wow, this film's amazing. But then there kept being certain scenes that sort of alienated me away from that. Right, I've got to bring up the elephant in the room. That entire bit with all the French people.
Oh my god!
What is going on?
No need for it. Actually, no need for it.
It was just an excuse to show some nudity.
Yeah, that's really all it felt like.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't help that I couldn't understand half the conversation anyway.
No.
I didn't know what the implications they were getting at were.
No, I think they were just making some broad point about war or something.
About something to do with the French losing was getting brought up.
It's like
the guy with the fucking accordion definitely wasn't needed.
Yeah.
Fucking fell over in the background.
The only speaking female character in the whole thing, she's pointless. What's she going on about? They're going smoke opium or something.
Yeah, is that what they were smoking?
I just saw that.
Yeah, I don't know. They were making. They started off making some point about, why you can never walk in the same river twice, and then they just cut. They never explained that.
yeah.
Which I know what it is, but still.
At the point, there's some weird cuts. You do miss certain bits in that film, I feel like. But that whole scene, this is a long film again. It's every week. But you could have cut that entire section.
You wouldn't have missed it.
I don't think you would really need to cut anything else.
Yeah, I don't think you gained anything out of it, really.
Because a lot happens in that film, and that just completely kills the momentum.
Yeah, and
everything.
You just stood
stupid.
still.
Doesn't feel realistic at all. Oh, okay, round over. If you get the option to skip that bit.
Exactly.
But yeah, otherwise, again, there was a few scenes where I was like, it's kind of taking me out of it.
Was there anything else like that took you out of it?
Not to that extent.
No,
but I think little bits about surfing and stuff. It just,
I like that stuff.
I got why it was there.
Yeah,
I think they dwelled on it a bit too much. His character, should have really looked at the names first, but that sergeant character is ridiculous, which I get is the point.
Which sergeant?
The one with the cowboy hat.
Oh, he's not a sergeant, isn't he? Like a colonel.
Same thing.
Okay. But yeah, no, he's meant to be. I think it's meant to show this sort of disconnect.
Yeah, from the horrors that are going on.
Exactly.
He's giving that guy some water, and then he fears there's a famous surfer about.
Yeah, and then he buns it off.
That was very good. It did sort of preachy stuff like that, saying war bad and all that, actually saying it, which is good.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it wasn't being. Well, I mean,
it wasn't massively biased.
For a 1970s film about Vietnam, it was as little as in your face as a film about that can be.
Yeah,
because a film like that, right at the height of anti-war campaigns, is going to get a bit preachy like that.
Yeah, but then it kind of undermines anything like that with the ending, which is so surreal.
What?
The whole ending sequence is so surreal.
Yeah, it's so
out of reality. But I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I mean,
I think it's cool.
I think by the time you get to the ending, it kind of completes. Robert, what's his name? Robert Sheen.
Martin Sheen. Robert Sheen. Yeah.
Willard. Anyway, it kind of completes Willard's transformation because the whole film it builds up this kind of disconnect that he has with the army.
Yeah.
Because he gets sent on that mission by Harrison Ford's mates.
Yeah.
And the whole idea is, this general was getting stuff done, and then he went nuts.
Yeah.
And now we're going to kill him. And he went, okay, I'll do it. And the whole film, he shows him being like, well, he's kind of got a point. And then by the time he gets to the camp, he's like, no, this guy's fucking insane. This guy's actually balls to the wall nuts.
But he still does sort of obviously, like, spoiler alert, you know.
Yeah, but
what should have been the last scene of film, it dragged on a little bit. But, like, when he comes out and, like, all the native people
they're
are
like
worshipping
yeah,
him
they
for
bow
killing
to
their
him.
leader. Like, that was smart. It just, like, shows how
How
Marlon
he,
Brando would have ended up in that situation.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, it was spot on. I love the acting, the cinematography, especially.
Oh, the cinematography.
Mate, beautiful.
Especially that scene with the guy in the cowboy hat.
Oh yeah, where
You know, there's so much going on in the background.
Yeah,
it's like out of focus. There's just like
literally
hundreds of extras, massive explosions happening. The helicopter pilots better have been paid well. For that
genuinely, yeah. Oh my god, especially mate, the carpet bombing scene where they drop the napalm right in the background.
Yeah.
I'm like, mate, that is actually sick.
Yeah, it's so good that they. I don't know. Other films would make like a huge deal out of
Exactly.
that, and it's just in the background. And like thematically, that's perfect.
Exactly, because it's a film about the people, not about the.
Yeah, and about like everyone's disconnect to the war, so all these like terrible things. Mate, the amount of dead bodies in this film
Oh my
is
god,
ridiculous.
it's ridiculous,
and they're all
isn't it?
like ignored, but like
But they're
that they should be.
Yeah, they should be.
Like, but not just ignored by the characters, ignored by the camera as well.
Yeah.
They're just background props, which is that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want that synergy between the story, the characters, and the actual cinematography.
exactly, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, no, that was a really good part about it. I mean, Marlon Brando's character. Marlon Brando, bit of a cunt on set apparently.
Yeah.
Completely hard to work with. Showed up about 30 to 40 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you noticed, he's always in the shadows because they had to shoot him like that.
But it works. So much
It works,
better for
yeah,
that,
because
man.
now he seems like some sort of. It's almost like a threatening presence. It makes him more of a
Yeah.
threatening presence to hide him in that shadows like that.
Yeah, I mean, his most iconic scene in Godfather is
Oh,
where
absolutely.
he's in the shadows.
Oh well, yeah,
It's just
exactly, yeah.
Something about this guy just suits me.
Just
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And Francis Ford Coppola again did those two. Did a couple other films that I
Have not
don't
seen.
think have ever reached the heights that these films have.
No,
Like
no.
most recently, he did Megalopolis, which got a standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival. But I'm pretty sure every film gets a standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival.
Maybe we should check that one out. That would be an interesting.
It would be it'd be a good one to look at. It's got Adam Driver in it. I love Adam
Oh
Driver.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but-
Speaking of actors from Star Wars, isn't
Oh.
it a shame? What a segue! Isn't it a shame that Harrison Ford wasn't in this?
I know.
More.
Like he got like 5 minutes, and I was like, mate, I can't
Also,
believe
I
you showed
didn't see
that.
him on the screen. I was like, he's stealing the screen.
I know.
That's not why he's not in it more.
Exactly.
Also,
And-
Martin Sheen is like kind of playing like a sort of pastiche of like Al Pacino in The Godfather. Like they seem to
Is
kind
he?
of be the same character. Like the sort of subtlety they're going for in the
Oh,
acting. And
yeah.
they kind of look similar. This ain't just me. Like
Well-
I feel like Al Pacino is meant to be in this film.
Yeah, no, it does. It feels very Al Pacino-esque, but
yeah.
you say there's a subtlety in the acting, and that is true for like 3 to 4 quarters of the film. But the first 15 minutes, where he's having that meltdown
Oh yeah.
in his bedroom, punches a mirror. That's all real, by the way. Actually, cut his hand because
that's
he was on a copious amount of drugs and said, "Guys, watch this." And fucking Francis Ford Coppola was like, "Just keep it rolling."
Yeah.
Just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Also had a heart attack on set. This film was massively over budget.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Yeah, which you see it and you think, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And he was like, he practically hid his heart attack because he was like, if they halt production, they're probably just going to can the film at this point.
Yeah.
So fair play to him,
I wonder at what
risking
what
his
point
life
it
for
was.
the grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you think. What point was it? Maybe it was a bit where he was on about 40 drugs at once and in the hotel room. You never know.
Yeah, true, maybe.
Like, oh my god, any of that could give me a heart attack.
Maybe he watched back the bit in the French people's house.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
so bad. He like, had a heart attack.
This is all shot. I don't know if it was all shot. I think it was all shot in the Philippines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And this film is just a myriad of controversy.
Yeah.
Like the
yeah.
biggest controversy I think that came out of the film was the scene towards the end when he's chopping up Marlon Brando.
Oh, is that a real cow?
That is a real. That's a real buffalo. Yes,
Oh.
got a lot
I
of
was wondering how
animal
they did
rights
that.
activists.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Rather,
We're really making
yeah.
a theme of it with the film we're watching.
I know, right?
Jeez.
Oh man.
Like barely any female characters.
Animal
Animal
abuse, yeah. But I think they managed to skirt that because it was an actual tribe I think.
Yeah.
That did it.
Yeah, I mean that's
So they just basically it was like they were filming a wildlife documentary
Yeah.
for 5 minutes.
I
mean, it's a bit shaky.
It was a very good scene though, I must admit. So maybe it was worth it.
Yeah, that's right. Slaughtering buffalo's always worth it for the good shots.
No, it was good though.
It was.
I have to admit.
Yeah,
It was brutal.
yeah, it
And
was
it's called,
absolutely visceral,
Like the violence in this film is like weirdly brutal,
very
but like you never see it.
subdued in a
Yeah.
sense. Like when Lawrence Fishburne's character, Mr. Clean,
Yeah.
he gets shot. You're like, it happens that quickly. You're like, what? And then they don't stay on it for more than.
Oh, is
like-
that Lawrence Fishburne?
We had this conversation, didn't we?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, his character was strange because they gave him like a. I get like this is
And-
the point. Like, so he like massacres that boat
Oh yeah, like
with the puppy scene. That was brutal.
That
not
was
expecting-
yeah.
I was not expecting that scene at all, and it punched me in the gut. I was like, shit.
Yeah, like
And
that
yeah,
actually-
This is what I was getting. And then the advert started.
Oh
you know, we're
my
watching the
god,
advert.
watching this on
The
4OD
bloody
is a
Gillette
nightmare.
advert comes on. I'm like, well, that's
Mate,
taken away. The
Literally, it takes away the punch so much.
But
I was worried it was going to happen right in the middle of when he died. I was like, mate, all I need now is that fucking Gillette advert.
yeah, but that was heavy. And
Yeah.
there was another heavy scene.
I think when he died,
I
that
can't
was like the heaviest scene for me because you just hear because he's playing that recording he gets from
Oh
his
yeah,
mum.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh mate, he is like actually just like 18, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's 17, isn't he?
Is he 17?
Yeah,
Is that what it
17,
was?
yeah.
Oh
And
mate,
again, how they use the violence with him is brilliant because again, they don't like. I don't even know if you see him get shot.
well
yeah,
no,
you do,
you
but
see
it's
it, but
quite
it's like a half-second clip of him.
Yeah, yeah, but then afterwards, he's just in the background, laying there dead, covered in blood, for like the next couple of scenes.
Yeah, for like the next like 5 minutes while they're getting up to the French people.
Yeah, and that's just genius, man.
That's
how you do it. That's how you have impactful violence in a film.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like one of the scenes that didn't work for me though was the captain getting absolutely speared.
Yeah, that's.
I
that
felt
seemed
like
a
that
bit
came
goofy.
so out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
1 second, Martin Sheen's like, "Oh, mate, it's just bows and arrows, guys. Calm
Yeah,
down."
yeah, they're just-
And then the next second, captain of the boat's just been fucking speared.
And he tries. It was quite cool. He tried to pull him down.
Yeah, no, I thought, you know what? If he'd have succeeded, that is 100% deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree that felt a bit weaker than other parts.
I wonder what happened to that puppy.
I'm kind of glad.
Yeah, I'm
they
kinda-
just left that up to the imagination. 'Cause
Yeah.
No one wants to see that puppy die.
Exactly. Yeah, I was really because they took the puppy and it disappears at some point. Don't know
Yeah,
when.
it's when they get ambushed on the river. I think it's when they're all shooting the flares at them.
Oh, is that?
And then the surfer dude is like, "Oh, we got to go back for the puppy."
Oh,
After
I didn't
the,
see that.
Guy gets shot.
I think I missed that.
Oh yeah. No, again, his character was like so fucking annoying.
What, the
Like,
surfer dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like he was
And
just
again, he's the only other one who survived.
yeah,
in the end.
literally,
Yeah.
just dropping acid non-stop. There was a bit I thought he was gonna die, and it was when he was climbing up out of the trench
Yeah.
while that guy's over there, and I'm like, he's definitely getting shot in the head.
Again, that was a really good scene, man.
Yeah.
Just like showing like how crazy everything had got.
Exactly, because
Like,
like they
no
don't know what
command.
they're shooting at. They're basically shooting at nothing.
Yeah.
And all it takes is like one guy with a grenade launcher who's got like the tiger camo from Black Ops 1. And he just shoots that, and I'm like, mate, this guy's fucking cool. I wonder if he. And then never see him again.
Yeah.
Never see any of them again.
But that's fair.
Yeah, no. I don't know what the deal with Dennis Hopper's character was. The photographer guy. He's like, took a picture of while
Yeah, he was pretty free.
I don't know where he went to as well. He was like, I'm getting out of here.
Was he? Where
Yeah.
did he get out of there?
I think it was, I don't know. I think Marlon Brando threw a book at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was
Oh
like,
yeah, he just meant. I think he just meant he was leaving the room.
yeah, but then you never see him again.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you-
true.
I mean, what was he there for?
I thought he was quite good though. Like he was like a character you've seen quite a few other times. That like whacked out hippie who's
Yeah.
like, just got the wrong end of the hippie stick. You know what I mean? Like just gone into some like Charlie Manson sort of
Yeah,
things.
yeah. He was there for the vibes, but ended up in a cult.
What do you think of the soundtrack? Because
I thought the soundtrack killed it.
I thought it was good. I was so hyped. That opening scene is sick.
Which one?
The
Which
one with
one's
the
the-
doors track.
Oh, yeah.
And
That
I was
opening
like-
scene's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm ready for a licensed soundtrack.
Yeah,
and then
and
there
then-
wasn't one.
But I think there was only like 2 other fucking licensed songs
Yeah,
on there. They
yeah.
had Satisfaction by
Oh yeah.
the
Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stones.
And then whatever the one is when he's killing. Marlon Brando.
Yeah, I don't know what song
But that was
is.
dope.
That was a good song. They have Flight of the Valkyries, which I think was another really good scene. Just seeing a load of helicopters fly around.
I mean, it's iconic.
It is iconic, yeah.
Oh man, the cinematography with the helicopters is next level.
Oh mate, genuinely. Every time the helicopter lands, I think this looks actually fucking epic.
The bit where they set off in the morning, sun's coming up, all the silhouetted helicopters.
Oh mate, it's just fucking beautiful.
It is just good.
Yeah.
Like fair play. You know, we come to expect it from Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, we have.
This is the movie directly after The Godfather 2.
Was it actually?
Yeah, which I think is a better looking film than The Godfather 1. Even if I don't think it's a better film, but like, I'd be interested to watch some of the other films around this sort of period.
Yeah,
that's up there with the best cinematography I've ever seen.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That was incredible.
All the iconic scenes that you've seen before, every time you see him in that, you're like, yeah.
Yeah,
like him coming out of the water.
Oh, yeah, him coming out of the water.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that. I was like, I swear I was thought it was Marlon Brando coming out of the water. I don't know why. But no, and I keep getting Martin Sheen confused with Regis Philbin.
How are you doing that?
I don't know. They've both got a similar. If you go back to then, they've both got a very similar look.
Oh, really?
And by then, I mean like 20 years ago.
That's one thing I had to get over is how like Martin Sheen sounds exactly like Charlie Sheen. I was like, there's so much narration at the start. I was going to make a point about that. There's like a weird sort of relationship with narration in this film.
Yeah,
it's either way too much or way too little.
Exactly.
And it's like sporadically, like just in random points of the film.
Exactly. I thought the whole film was going to have it at one point. I thought, it's just.
Yeah.
I thought he was writing a memoir, and then.
I know you haven't seen this, but it reminds me of the original cut of Blade Runner, and it's that just has like the narration kind of ruins it. And I don't think it ruins it in there, but you got to stay consistent. You got to have quite a lot or
not
barely any,
yeah,
or none.
like,
yeah, and.
But
that bugged me a bit.
Yeah, it kept popping up at the weirdest places, and I thought, maybe this is going. It just ends up going nowhere at the end. Yeah. It's one of those things that they just quietly drop.
Yeah, I'm not even sure there was like any narration in the second half of the film, but there was loads at the start.
Yeah, no, there was loads at the start. But yeah, no, everything about this film. A lot of good things. A lot of it worked. The brutalism is just like when he drops Thingy's head in his lap.
Oh yeah,
mate, that is brutal. Chef, that was it. They dropped Chef's head in his lap.
Yeah. He was a good character as well.
I really liked him. Yeah,
he felt very believable.
Yeah, no, he was just like, mate, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And at no point has he ever dropped that character, because I feel like he did. I mean, like the people in the film, I feel like the ones on the boat specifically do represent a lot of what was going on with American troops at the time. It's just a lot of don't really want to be here, not really trained that well,
half-assed. And there was a bit of text that he was reading on the boat, which was saying like they could have won the war with like a quarter of the amount of troops.
Oh yeah, if they were actually well disciplined and trained.
And like I don't know why, but that just stuck in my mind through the whole film. I could see that theme sort of playing out.
Yeah, because it was a lot of.
I swear Marlon Brando like echoes it towards the end.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was his whole thing, was that as he was reading through like the Marlon Brando dossier that he had, he was like, these guys are just really like, a lot of the US Army was just completely untrained to take on the Viet Cong
kids and all that. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It was more just having people for the sake of having people instead of actually training them to do anything worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like they were just like trying to win it through a war of attrition instead of actual tactics.
Yeah, and people were just on there like acting like it's a holiday. Like you could see him like the fucking drumming on.
Yeah, the fucking guy drumming, fucking Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, and then you can see it with like the people in the that place that they visited with the grenade launcher.
Oh,
like none of them know who the CEO is.
Yeah,
and then he's like
mid-battle, people are just like chilling, smoking, listening to music. And
exactly.
Stuff. Like,
yeah, completely undisciplined, and you're like, okay.
But man, that just shows how better this film does all that. Because you would have just been smacked in the face with some exposition for some like angry fucking a commander or something in a modern film, like going like, "Oh, these troops are not good enough." You just see it, just show me.
Yeah, you could just see it.
Instead of telling me it.
Yeah, but you can't say that and then not come up with it. Is there an example of that?
I'm just talking about the subtlety in these films. You know, they allow you to come up with your own explanations, even though, to be fair, they're pretty obvious.
They are pretty obvious. It's not like.
But you're not slapped in the face with it. Is my point.
No, yeah, you got to actually pay attention to see. Oh yeah, these guys don't have a clue what they're doing.
Yeah. And that's one thing I want to bring up is Marlon Brando's character. He's an absolute like yap smith.
Yeah, no,
like,
genuinely.
There's some scenes where you're just sitting there, like just listening to him talk, and I'm like,
he's not really saying anything.
Yeah,
like king of talking without saying anything. To be fair. Like I think that's a lot.
You really had to read between the lines to get some of it.
Yeah.
Or like I watched the entire like 2-minute long scene of him yapping, and then like something would happen a minute later that would make it all make sense. And I was like, oh, but like I couldn't bring it up to you right now because I can't remember a word that he said.
I can't remember a thing he says.
I think they just wanted to get their money's worth out of him.
Yeah, the only thing I remember him saying is like, "Oh, the horror," and that's as he's fucking getting chopped up. And then that ending where they just say, apparently there was 2 endings.
What's the
shot? So like they leave it ambiguous at the end about whether or not he calls in the airstrike on the base, but like the ending we saw, that completely ambiguous. They just leave on the boat.
Yeah,
but apparently there was shot on there was another version of the ending where like you see what the credits roll over a place basically just getting bombarded with incendiary, and it's implied that it's the compound. And I like this ending better.
Oh yeah, because my interpretation was he didn't call it in.
Yeah, my interpretation was
he'd be
that,
like, what's the point?
Well, exactly, it's just more wasting of ammo. Because like the idea is that they worshipped Marlon Brando, looked up to him. Without any kind of leadership, the place could have crumbled anyway.
Yeah.
So what's the point of bombing it?
Yeah, and I we both worked that out really. That he wouldn't.
Yeah, that he wouldn't bomb the place.
I'm glad again they don't have to just tell you it.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really did. God, it felt long, but I think the adverts.
Yeah, watching a film without adverts, believe it or not, kind of kills the runtime down a bit.
When we started it, I was ready to like sink my teeth into a proper like war movie, but it doesn't really feel like a war movie. It does for the first half, but then it does get like more surreal and.
Exactly, it gets very surreal. I think the further on it goes, and I think that kind of just shows
everyone's descent into madness.
Exactly, yeah. You fall into that kind of depravity that everybody's experienced and now projecting onto the world around them.
Yeah, that's really good, man.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, what a film!
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So, arbitrary rating time.
Mate, I gotta say about 8.5.
8.5. I would actually agree with you.
Oh, there we go.
They took out the bit in that bloody French house.
Take that French bit out. I'll give it a 9.
It's a 9, maybe even higher.
Yeah.
God, that bit sucks, man.
Yeah, man. Ah, well.
Oh well.
Yeah. I guess next week we'll move on.
What have you got for next week?
Next week I'm bringing a little film called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Ooh, I'm excited for this.
Banger.
I'm very excited for this.
Mate, I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither.
Alright. Well, I've been the Wobbs.
I've been Surrey.
And we're out.